Hello, everyone, and welcome to the club's room for social sciences popcorn with a program. I'm Jennifer. I am with Student Life, and we are the ones who help oversee and manage all of the clubs. So we'll be giving you information on how to join clubs and things like that. I'm also taking photos for best bowl contest. Mine today is in a candy corn dish. It had Halloween candy in it until this morning. So feel free to let me know either in the chat or whatever if you do have a bowl for me to snap a photo of. If not, that's totally fine. It's just another opportunity to win prizes. So I am going to turn it over to our Metcha Club advisor, Roberto.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Roberto Lopez, or go by Robbie also. I am the club advisor for Metcha, which, if you're not familiar with it, stands for Movimiento Estudiantil Chicanx de Aztlán. So it's actually national organization that was founded in 1969 by Chicano students in Santa Barbara, California. So it is kind of seen as a social justice, I'm trying to think, activism, higher education, promoting, I guess, trying to think of better words to describe the group, but there's chapters all over the country. So last year we had a Metcha group that started on West Campus, and it was going pretty good. And then of course the pandemic hit and things kind of, fell apart like for everyone. So at the moment we don't have a current Metcha group at West Campus, but I'm really hoping to get people involved again. So one of the reasons to join Metcha, or some of the benefits that you get from joining Metcha, are leadership. Of course, you can become a leader, get training in leadership, connect and learn about heritage and your identity. The one thing that I think a lot of people think with Metcha is that you have to identify as Chicano or Chicanx or Latinx, but really, I mean, it's open to everyone of all identities. And that's something that the organization as a whole, nationwide, has really been promoting lately and trying to push forward, is that it's more than just kind of that term. And there's even been discussion about it being changed, the name change a little bit from the Chicanx name. So we don't want to discourage people who don't identify with that to join, because really it's about joining and joining a community and learning about others. So some of the other reasons to join would just be, to get involved in your community, become socially conscious, become aware of what's going on in your community. And really the biggest thing, and this is something that I love to promote because I was in Metcha in undergrad, is to build relationships and connections with other students in your college and your community. I joined Metcha in college as a way to get to know people, because I went to a school and didn't know anyone. And it was really helpful because I made friends and I got involved in the community, got to know a little bit more about the city I was living in. And I made friends that I still talk to today. And so that's what I'm kind of hoping for with the program, or the Metcha Club at Pima. I'm really hoping we can get it started again and get some people involved, get some people to take some leadership roles, and really find some new ways to kind of connect during this time. And I think that's going to be the challenge really for anyone in any capacity right now. That's what we're all dealing with, is trying to find ways to connect. But I still think it's possible. Like, even as an example, just recently, U of A's Metcha did a fundraiser with a gallery here, and did some virtual workshops and stuff like that. So that was really helpful. So I think there are ways to get involved. It'll just take us a little bit more thinking outside the box to really get involved. And yeah, that's the biggest thing I wanted to say. I'm really hoping that people will be interested. The beauty of Metcha is that it can be whatever you want it to be, whatever you are seeking to get done, or want to get done, whether it be in leadership or your community. You can make it happen and build community with others and get others on board. So yeah, that's about it. I don't know if I have anything else to say. I'm really hoping that people will want to get involved and be a part of this huge movement. So yeah, thank you.
I agree, Ashton. We all hope that we can be on campus again soon. Once it's safe, of course. We don't want anyone, being endangered or anything like that. So hopefully soon. We do have a few other clubs that are related to the social sciences, and they weren't able to join us today because their advisor is in one of the faculty rooms for Popcorn with a Program, or they're teaching, or the students that are part of the club are in class. So I just want to make sure that I mention those groups and some of the things that they have done in the past. So we have our archaeology club. So not just if you want to be Indiana Jones, but if you have an interest in archaeology, you do not have to be an archaeology major to be part of the club. And they have gone to archaeological dig sites around the Tucson area and things like that. So getting some great hands-on experience. Obviously, there's like all sorts of rules and things that you need to follow so that everything is done following proper archaeological processes. But, not a lot of other schools get, the hands-on experiences while they're doing their community college coursework. So if that's something that interests you, I can connect you with the advisor for that. She is in one of the faculty rooms. I don't remember if it's faculty room 1 or 2, but another club that we have that's related to social sciences is our Native American Student Association, or NASA. And they are still meeting virtually and things like that. And some of the things they've done in the past is they have hosted a powwow, bringing performers from Southern Arizona and even Northern Arizona to come perform so people can experience a traditional powwow. And we had that out on our track and field area at West Campus. And we always have somebody there selling fry bread and other artisans and things like that. So it's a really amazing experience. Just last week, they collaborated with some of our social sciences departments to host a celebration of life, Dia de los Muertos event. So people could submit their altars or recordings and things like that. And that was all posted to a website, and they also hosted a Zoom event on Friday afternoon. So those are all things that are available to still be viewed, which is great. So they found a way to kind of adapt some of the things they did in the past to the virtual environment we're in now. And then we also have SSSO, which stands for Social Science or Social Services Student Organization. Wow. I get so used to saying some of these acronyms that sometimes I have to stop and think what they stand for. So those are students that are interested in social work and areas like that. One of the big projects they have done in the past couple of years is they've been running our campus food pantries. And so they were working with the food bank here in Tucson to get items, and some other community organizations to bring items in addition to receiving donations from, we had donation boxes around campus that students could donate, and we had a food pantry at West Campus and one at Desert Vista. And I believe this week there are some faculty and staff volunteering through United Way Days of Caring to make up some bags of food that students can pick up at Desert Vista coming up. So the pandemic really put a crimp in some of our food pantry capabilities because our campuses are closed. But those food pantries were open for usually a couple hours a day, like 3 to 4 days a week, and students could come by and pick up what they needed. They also had toiletries and other items besides just food, and there was a bakery that would donate loaves of bread every couple weeks. So Sometimes they had fresh food in addition to the canned and boxed foods. Um, and they also do other events to help serve the community, but the food pantry was really their big project they'd been working on the last couple of years. And we were helping support that for them as well. Um, and so those are some of our social sciences related clubs that we have already at Pima. Now, if there's something that interests students that we don't have a club for, whether that's related to social sciences or a personal interest, things like that, students can start up a club. And it's a pretty simple process. Obviously, you need to find some other people that are interested in what you want to do, hold elections for officers, and then there's some paperwork you have to submit of like, here's who we are or what our goals are. Um, Here's who is part of our club, here's who our officers are, things like that. And our office, and Mike Lopez, who's here with us right now, is one of the other student life coordinators. Our office really helps walk you through that process. So one of our big clubs that just started up last year, and they're still going in the virtual environment, is the Dungeons and Dragons Club, which this year they changed their name to Tabletop RPG. And we had a lot of students who were really interested in that, and they met a couple times a week. One of them was for a meeting, and the other was to play and things like that. We've had a chess club in the past. We have all sorts of different clubs. And one of the things we had to figure out how to do during this pandemic was find a way for students to connect with these clubs. Because obviously we can't have in-person meetings. We can't have our typical club fair where people show up and visit the different tables to find out what these different clubs are doing. Yeah, people play Dungeons and Dragons everywhere, everywhere. My brother played it when we were kids and tried to get me interested in it. So it's been around for a long time, and it's had a resurgence lately. And I don't know if that's because of Stranger Things or just, people finding new ways to engage with others. I'm not really sure what the resurgence is about. But yeah, so we really help clubs get going and get started and, figure out what they want to do, if they want to do community service hours, things like that. So we have a lot of different clubs, and the way we figured out to help them engage with each other is we actually created a Discord server. And Discord primarily used to be used for like gamers and things like that, but it really gives us a kind of one place for people to go and connect with clubs and to learn about what they're about, find out when and where they're meeting. And by where, I mean, is it Google Meet or, different things like that. And we have voice channels on Discord. So if they want to meet on Discord, they can. Because we're a Google school, we already have access to Google Meet for free as well. So what we've been trying to encourage students to do is to join our Discord server, come learn more about clubs, and you can also connect with other students because we have kind of like a general chat section and things like that. So if there's other things that people are interested in, getting started, we can start them their own section in Discord, and that way students can connect with them to find out more about what it is they're trying to get started and stuff like that. So on the screen, there is information about how to register and join our Discord. There also was just an announcement Sunday evening on D2L that has like direct links and everything like that. And our numbers really shot up in the last few days with that D2L announcement for our Discord. And we have some students who helped us develop that, and they developed a bot this week to help people kind of connect and things like that. So it's all fairly new to myself and Mike, as far as us being on Discord and learning about how that works. But a lot of our students are already very familiar with it. So that's part of the reason we picked it. And things like that. So that's a little bit about kind of how we're set up right now. we know that it's hard to connect with other people in this virtual world. So we're trying to make that easier. We're trying to help our clubs get connected. So what I'm gonna do now is open it up for any questions you might have. I can also take any bowl pictures, things like that. So if you have any questions, just let us know. Otherwise, we have some questions we can answer on the screen as well.
Jennifer, I wanted to say a couple things. I want to get Ashton's bowl first.
Okay.
It looks like that's very, that could be the winning bowl right there, don't you think?
Let me stop sharing my screen so I can get a better shot of Ashton's bowl, because otherwise it was really, really small. That's a very cool bowl, I have to say.
That might be too cool for the popcorn.
I know, I'm a little bougie.
I like it. I like it. I got it. So
All right.
I'll make sure to add that to our entries for you.
So mention a little bit about what Roberto said as far as Metcha and any of the clubs, and what Jennifer was saying. You know, if you want to get involved and you want to do well in school, it's not just about, you know, the books. You want to connect, and what we're finding is you know, so challenging is engaging with students and trying to get them involved with all of our activities and things that, you know, it's just not the same. The other thing I wanted to promote is our Aztec Student Advisory Board. That's where students volunteer to become part of a board, to be a voice for Pima students, and to work closely with Student Senate and with the club leaders and with the various routes of communication in order to get issues and information from the student level to the board level, the Pima governing board level, and the chancellor. So if you're interested, I'm going to put my email down here, and anyone, you know, Jennifer and Roberto, if you have anyone that you feel could be a student that is interested, you know, just please send them my way, and we're going to get things going by the start of next semester for sure.
Yeah, Aztec Student Advisory Board is a great way to get involved on campus virtually now, because you're really connected to a lot of the other student clubs and student life and things like that. So if you want to get involved and you're not quite sure, Aztec Student Advisory Board is a great way to do that. And I did drop in the chat the links to all our other rooms, because we are running out of time, because we're doing like 20-minute rotations.
Right.
So we have the program advisors, and we have 2 different rooms of faculty and staff. And I did also drop in there the survey link to the second part of the survey. So if you do have to leave early, just make sure you do the second part of that survey, because that gives us great feedback, but also it enters you in a prize for a prize, just like your bowl does.